Have you ever encountered those dreaded Google captures? Before recording today's podcast, I've just spent 10 minutes clicking on lorries in a grid only to be told that I've missed one. Is it just me that struggles with these things? And the most annoying thing about them is they frustrate the hell out of us as users. And they can be automated and bypassed by cyber criminals easily too. So we all lose. Why are we even bothering with them? But Arcos Labs are doing some incredibly interesting work at the moment around online fraud and abuse prevention to help companies across industries including online marketplaces, airlines, online gaming, travel, online gambling, and so much more. Essentially, Arcos Labs has developed an enforcement challenge platform in which automated fraudulent attacks that leverage AI and machine learning just cannot bypass, and in effect mitigate the amount of bad bots entering a company's platform. So buckle up and hold on tight so I can beam your ears all the way to California so we can speak with Kevin Goschalk, CEO of Arcos Labs and pioneer in fraud prevention technology. And we're going to discuss the multi-million-dollar fraud problem that bad bots are creating and how companies like Arcos Labs are working to provide a solution. So, a massive warm welcome to the show, Kevin. Can you tell the listeners a little about who you are and what you do?
Sure thing. So I'm Kevin Goschalk. I am the CEO and founder of a fraud prevention company called Arcos Labs. And we help, big companies stopping high levels of automated abuse. And we've actually helped eradicate about $100 million of fraud in the past 12 months, which we're very excited about.
Fantastic. Now, one of the reasons that I invited you on the show today was after reading how Arcos Labs is doing something incredibly interesting in the sector of online fraud and abuse prevention, essentially to help companies across industries, including online marketplaces, airlines, online gaming, travel, online gambling, and so much more. So I think everyone online has encountered the dreaded Google captures. We've all encountered them and they frustrate the hell out of me, especially the one which frustrates you by asking how many lorries are on a grid and still won't let you in. But the inconvenient truth, of course, is that these free-to-use platforms can be automated and bypassed by cyber criminals incredibly easy. So can you expand on the scale of the problem here and also how easy it is for attackers just to completely bypass them anyway?
Yeah, sure. No, it's really interesting. When we built our product, we designed something that initially looked similar to reCAPTCHA, right? So the initial problem we were trying to figure out was, how can we build a piece of technology that we can rely on to be accurate so that when we're determining if a request made from an end user is fraudulent or not, it's something that we can use as kind of a central source of accuracy, right? Something that's 100% correct. And to be able to do that, you have to solve two problems. One is you have to build something that a computer can't automatically overcome. And the other thing is you have to do it in such a way that if you present it to a user, you don't lose the user. Otherwise, you've got a situation where, did you make the right decision because you challenged them and they couldn't get through because they were a bot or a bad actor, or because they were a human who didn't understand how to complete or convert? And that was really the first problem we had to solve. My co-founder, Matthew Ford, was one of the first game designers at Atari. He was a lead producer at Microsoft. Has a wealth of experience in the games industry. And, the first thing we had to make sure the product could do was all humans would succeed. So we use techniques from game design, we use in-human trials, we have high-volume split testing. So that's kind of the focus around the human aspect. But on the flip side of that, it has to be designed to be something that computers are not good at doing. So you mentioned reCAPTCHA. So reCAPTCHA is interesting because what I'm describing is kind of the same philosophy, right?
Yeah.
The business model of reCAPTCHA is a bit different to ours. So theirs is they give it away for free, and it helps Google collect data. So the current iteration of reCAPTCHA is it shows, as you mentioned, choose the lorries, choose the street signs, choose the traffic lights, etc. And that's helping them categorize images for self-driving cars. So self-driving cars will never become a reality until computers can automatically solve reCAPTCHA with 100% accuracy. And the answer to that is, frankly, we're already there. reCAPTCHA has been, there's a range of tools you can use. We present at fraud conferences and talk about what our attackers' toolkits look like. What are they doing? How do they bypass, the typical defenses? And there's a product called Evil. It's a Russian spammer tool that you can download. It's $400. and it will bypass reCAPTCHA with effectively 100% completion rate. And the reason for that is the same tools that they use in self-driving cars to associate metadata with photography, so the car can understand, am I going to hit a person? Am I going to hit a street sign? Is that a skateboard? All of the kind of context of what's around them. That same software you can readily get access to. There's open source versions of it. You can buy it. There's a whole bunch of great tools that do that stuff. And what we've done is a bit different. So instead of taking commercial problems that are valuable data sources to solve, like reCAPTCHA has, we've gone the opposite way. We've worked with the companies that build those APIs and algorithms, and we've asked them, what are the hardest computer problems that exist today that have no commercial value in solving them whatsoever? And basically what that means is you can't use any of the same off-the-shelf APIs and tools that you can use to solve something like reCAPTCHA on our product. It's a very different and very bespoke effort. So the only way to attack our product is to build very sophisticated computer vision and machine learning software yourself.